There goes Ken Dashow. He's signing a Peter Max poster. Kenny, we just heard interview Mark Rivera. Kenny runs the beautiful, wonderful show on 104.3?
104.3, yes.
And hi, Ken. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Paul, great to see you.
Always great to see you. So tell us how much you love this.
It's the greatest thing in the world. I've been doing this for about 15 years, and this year, the 50th anniversary of the Beatles coming to America, this is the craziest it's ever been. We've got about 8,000 people at the Grand Hyatt, 3 ballrooms going. We're just slamming. I'm going to do Breakfast with the Beatles live Sunday morning from here, and it's an amazing thing. I've always said it's like the Beatles were like throwing a stone in the pond, and the ripples go on forever.
All right, so tell us how those, since we're on the World Wide Web and the world could be hearing you guys are streaming your show?
Yes, if you get iHeartRadio.com. It's free. It's a digital platform anywhere in the world. I've got listeners in Colombia, South America, from Texas to New Zealand. iHeartRadio.com, grab Q104.3, and you'll join us for Breakfast with the Beatles, or even if it's dinner with the Beatles where you are.
Let me tell you one thing about Kenny, though. He knows the Beatles. He knows every innuendo, maybe, if that's the right word, about the Beatles. It's just a plethora of information. How come? How did you, where, why, and how did you ever absorb all that?
It's my favorite band. I fell in love with them when I was 6 years old, when I first saw them on the Ed Sullivan Show. And look, I'm not a walking encyclopedia.
Oh, yes, you are. Unbelievable.
What I have really is just that I love the music, and that's the passion that drives me, and that's why I do it.
Last question. What's good news for you, Kenny?
What's good news for me is that every day I wake up doing something I love. So I'm the luckiest guy in the world to wake up looking forward to going to work. I've actually never worked a day in my life. I do something I always wanted to do since I was a kid.
Let me make one shout out, because I know you're the man that's going to be saying something tonight to our dear friend Sid Bernstein. Yes. And we're doing a tribute here tonight. Kenny, you're overseeing it. And so tell me, just give me a moment in that.
Sid Bernstein was a mensch through and through. Sid Bernstein is one of the primary reasons they came to America. Sid was the one who reached out, called Brian Epstein and said, I heard about this band, didn't even hear their music, read about them, and said, I want to bring them here. Booked them to Carnegie Hall and said, I need more room. Hello, Shea Stadium, how much is it to book it for a night? Yes, the Times were that in. It said, booked him at Shea Stadium, the first time it had ever been a rock band in a stadium, 20 years before everybody knew how to do it, and they were off to the races. Thank you, Sid, for making this happen.
All right, Ken, thanks so much.
Sure, anytime. Peace and love.
Okay, hi, I'm here with Candy Leonard. We're here at the Beatles Fest. Hi, Candy, how are you?
Good, how are you?
All right, good. So Candy comes over to me when I'm interviewing Ken Dashow and says, I got a book coming out, so tell us about the book.
Okay, well, the book is called Beatleness, How the Beatles and Their Fans Remade the World.
Okay.
And what's different about people say, well, do we really need another book about the Beatles? And I think the answer is yes. And the reason the answer is yes is because there is no book that really takes it from the fans' perspective, the fans' eye view, over that, what I call I and the fans call the 6-year journey from what we're celebrating 50 years ago this weekend, all the way through watching Let It Be in the movie theater in 1970. Watching each of these albums, appearances, their transformation in their appearance, watching that unfold in real time. And I've conducted hundreds of hours of fan interviews, and I look at the different, how girls and boys, it was a different experience for girls than it was for boys, and it was a different experience for fans of different ages. So by the time you get to 1969, you have grade school and grad school searching for Paul's dead clues. So it's this huge swath of the population. But anyway, so we do need another book about the Beatles, because this fan story has not been told.
I think we need millions of books about the Beatles, because they have such a powerful aspect of your life. For me, their words, I probably have lived at least half of my life based on the words that I heard from their beautiful poetry, which is, the emotions of life.
Right, and you heard it probably, I'm guessing, as a teenager. And what a lot of people don't realize is that
I was just a baby.
The youngest fans, we were children, literally children, okay? So when people dismiss the early songs as trite or not particularly interesting, to a 6-year-old or a 5-year-old or a 7-year-old, those songs were extremely challenging and exciting and stimulating. And that remained true, of course, all along as they evolved. But yes, you're right, the words, there were, people talk about the complementariness of John and Paul. What that means is that we had this broadest palette of human emotion and cognitive style merged together, and it lit up our brains. Literally, we grew more synapses.
Magnificent.
Right?
Last question, because we want to get into Peter Asher. What's good news for you?
What's good news for me? That I am here today, and I spoke on a panel about my book and about the Beatles, and I've wanted to do that for a very long time, and so I'm very satisfied. And I just want to say one more thing. Their story inspired me to go ahead and write this book that's been kicking around in my head for 25 years.
Magnificent. Thanks so much for sharing.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, hi, this is Paul Sakis again. I'm here with Gene Cornish. Hi, Gene, how are you?
Hey, how you doing? We're right here at the Beatles Fest.
And there's nobody more appropriate. Gene, of course, we all know from the Rascals, and is appearing tonight, I hear. What's going on tonight?
Well, I'm not at this event tonight. I'm here tomorrow at where we are at the Beatles Fest tomorrow. I'm appearing with you. I'm actually doing a song with the Birds of Paradox, Good Lovin' around 11:30 in the morning. I'll be here signing autographs all day. Tonight, I'm appearing with Tommy James. We're doing a duo. We call ourselves the Neverly Brothers. We're doing a couple of Beatles songs in Crimson and Clover and Groovin' at Town Hall. It's for the food bank.
Gene, you do a lot of good things for charitable outreach. Where'd that come from? How come you do that?
You know, lately I've been playing for a couple of charity events and benefit events for Wounded Warriors. You know, we owe such a debt of gratitude to our soldiers all over the world and the people who make us safe and be able to have these kind of things at home while they're risking their lives for us. So that's important to me. Food banks and feeding the homeless is really important. Of course, you know, the Rascals were very involved in civil rights, so it's always humanitarian things with all of us.
Magnificent. Gene, what's good news for you?
Well, we just did our first tour in 42 years. The Rascals are back together. We did 70 shows, played for 105,000 people. We're on hiatus right now, and we're planning a tour again starting in the spring. The Rascals are back.
And so Stevie Van Zandt had a little bit to do with that?
Oh, big time, yes. He was a lifelong fan, and his dream was to put the Rascals back together. It took him after 42 years, he got us back together. And then after having some difficulties with each other for years, misunderstandings are all put aside. We're getting along wonderfully, and like the button says, the Rascals are here.
Now, I gotta just give you a little thing, because see, I grew up in Tarrytown, all right, not far from Pelham, and my band, the Iguanas, opened up for the Rascals in West Bank at the Bank Street Theater, 67, 8 or not, let's say about 66. I love the Rascals. We play all the Rascals stuff. We won the Battle of the Bands with Rascals music.
Well, I love the Iguanas.
I couldn't be any happier to get to talk to you, man.
I was in Tarrytown in December.
At the Music Hall?
For Wounded Warriors benefit.
Okay.
That was a good with Bill Edwards. He does one every year there. As I said, I'm just appearing wherever I can to keep my chops up and help people out right now.
Well, man with great chops. All right, last question. What's good news for you, Gene?
Good news. I'm engaged for the first time in my life.
Can I put you on camera?
So this is Debbie Davis, my fiancée. What better?
Hello, Debbie.
I got my
it's great.
I got a job, and I got the love of my life. So we're
I love it. All right. What's good news for you, Debbie?
What's the what?
Good news.
The good news? Let's see. What's the good news? The Rascals back together. Beatles Fest.
We're back together.
They're together.
That's beautiful. Congratulations to you both.
And it's the 50th anniversary of the Beatles, who changed all of our lives.
That's right.
So without the Beatles, the Rascals would probably not have happened.
It's all.
I thank everybody.
It's a beautiful
guy
day.
walking around who looks like Ringo.
It's all good. It's good loving. That's all I got to say.
Absolutely.
Thank you, my friend.
People got to be free.
Is it next year?
1,000,000%. Thanks, Gene.
By the way, it'll be our 50th anniversary next year.
Of your guys, of the Rascals.
2015 will be the 50th anniversary.
All right, we're gonna do something with you on that.
I would love to.
Thanks, Gene. Thank you so much. What a lucky.